Good morning, everybody. People always say that part of the game with social media is to be personal and tell people stories. So I'm going to tell you a short story about the name Orbis. I don't know if Julia's still here, but she's our head of marketing. There she is right there. And a while back, we were talking about various matters related to our name and similar. And anyway, she was like, "This name Orbis, nobody really gets it." I said, "Yeah, I know, but God gave it to me." So that kind of settled the argument. but anyway, the story behind the story is when I started this thing up, it was called Kingdom Fire Ministries. So we were known as that for a while. And then, I don't remember exactly when it was, but a few years ago, somebody who was a donor came to me and said, "You can't use Kingdom Fire anymore. It's not a thing." And I'm like, "What do you mean it's not a thing? It's worked fine till now. If it ain't broke, don't fix it." And he said, "Well, in fact, no pun intended here, to evangelicals in particular, kingdom is a yellow letter word, caution, there be dragons." Because in general, evangelicals don't always warm up to kingdom theology unless they hear enough of it and it's taught in a particular way that they can accept it. Otherwise, they kind of throw up all over it like a baby eating the wrong food. So anyway, and if kingdom is a yellow letter word, fire is, no pun intended, a red letter word. Because nobody in evangelicalism calls fire anything. The closest you're going to get is the Methodists. They put a flame on their, over the cross, but they don't use the word fire. So anyway, this friend donor said, "You can't do this anymore. You need to change the name." And he said, "So I'm going to give money to the organization, and you're going to hire a branding consultant, and you're going to do all this market research and figure out what you're going to be known as." So here we go. So we embarked on this multi-month process, and we did all this test marketing, and we had some names that were doing okay. We were sort of narrowing it down, but I didn't really love any of them. And no one on our staff really loved any of them. And Julia was just starting to become part of us. No, it was a bit after that, because we'd made the change, that's right. But anyway, so we're having these conversations, and one night I had a dream, Orbis Ministries. And I thought, I like that, because Orbis is a Latin word, and if you're a Latin nerd, it's a fifth declension noun. And so, anyway, Orbis means, it can mean just the world, but it's not the word mundus. Mundus is a different word, and it refers to the kind of worldly order of thought, whereas Orbis means like the globe. And so, anyway, because it's a fifth declension noun, Orbis can also mean not just the world, but unto the world, or sent into the world. And so I rolled over when I woke up that morning and picked up my phone, and I sent a text to our webmaster, and I said, "Would you please check the domain names for Orbis Ministries?" Excuse me. Come out. So she checked and got back to me really quickly. She said, "You're not going to believe this, but you can have it all. You can have .org, .mil, .gov, .edu, .net. You want it, you can have it, except .com. That one's gone." And that's because the Orbis travel agency that we were just joking about, they grabbed it as an adjacent name lest somebody else get there. So anyway, that's how we came to be Orbis, and I haven't really seen it in use anywhere except when I was in Austria in March. We're driving down the street where were we, Innsbruck or Salzburg? I can't remember where we went. Innsbruck. We were in Innsbruck, Austria. Annette was with me as part of the team. And here's this building in the mountains in the ski area, and it says on the side, Orbis. It didn't say Orbis Ministries, but it said Orbis, and I thought, well, this is the only place I've ever seen this. So anyway, that's probably more than you wanted to know, but that's my attempt to be personal to you this morning.